Before the seed breaks through the soil, the earth must move. Before the dawn, the night must pass. And before your manifestation appears in your world, the unseen must first shift. If you have been living in the assumption of your desire, know this: signs will always follow. A sign of true manifestation is an unshakable peace. You are no longer chasing, wishing, or hoping. Instead, you have surrendered to the knowing that what you seek is already seeking you. The restless mind becomes still. You do not beg for what is already yours. You rest in the conviction that it is done. Have you been seeing repeated numbers, hearing the name of your desire in unexpected places? These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. The world outside is a reflection of the world within. When you start seeing echoes of your desire, it means the invisible has already taken form. It is now arranging itself to be revealed in your life. The subconscious mind, the doorway to creation, begins to send you messages. In dreams, you may see yourself already possessing what you seek. New ideas flood your mind effortlessly. This is your deeper self whispering, "It is near." The mind does not invent, it reveals. And what it reveals to you in the stillness of night is a glimpse of what is to come. Detachment is not giving up. It is stepping into certainty. You no longer hold tight trying to force things into place. Instead, you walk in the feeling of already having it. The one who knows he is rich does not count his coins every hour. He simply lives as the wealthy man. So too must you live as the one who already has. The world around you begins to rearrange itself. Certain relationships fall away while others step in. The job, the opportunity, or the person that once seemed distant now moves closer. Why? Because the unseen forces are at work, molding reality to match the assumption you have held within. Do not be shaken when a challenge arises just before your desire manifests. This is not a sign of failure, but of confirmation. The old reality will attempt to pull you back, but this is your moment to stand firm. Hold fast to the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and watch as the illusion of lack crumbles before you. Your manifestation is not in the future, it exists now. Time is merely the unfolding of what is already complete. Trust the signs, remain unwavering, and know this: what you have imagined is already done. There comes a moment in the journey of manifestation when the restless energy of wanting disappears. The longing that once felt so urgent begins to dissolve, replaced by something far more powerful, certainty. You no longer chase, beg, or plead with the universe. Instead, you rest, knowing that what you have imagined is already yours. This is the moment when true faith takes hold. It may seem strange. You might have spent weeks, months, or even years feeling an intense desire, constantly wondering when and how it will arrive. You may have tried countless techniques, visualizations, affirmations, or rituals to speed up the process. But then, without warning, the desperation fades. Not because you have given up, but because something within you has shifted. You realize you do not need to force or control anything, because creation is already finished. The seed of your desire was planted the moment you fully imagined it, and now it is only a matter of unfolding in time. This inner peace is not passive, it is not resignation or indifference. It is an unshakable confidence, a deep trust in the unseen. When you truly believe that what you desire is already done, you stop questioning. You stop looking for external validation. You no longer search for signs, because you understand that the greatest sign of all is the change within you. The anxiety that once controlled you disappears, and in its place comes a quiet assurance that allows you to move through life with ease. People often believe that they must struggle and fight to bring their desires into reality. They believe that manifestation requires constant effort, a relentless pursuit of techniques and strategies. But true creation happens in the stillness of the mind, in the moments when you allow yourself to rest in the knowing that it is already yours. When you are anxious, you are still doubting. You are still looking outside of yourself for confirmation. But when you are at peace, you have already received it within. This is the paradox of manifestation. When you feel that you no longer need it, it comes. When you stop chasing, it finds you. When you stop doubting, reality bends to match your belief. It is not about pushing but allowing, not about forcing but surrendering. You will recognize this shift when it happens. You may wake up one day and feel completely at ease. The desire that once consumed your every thought will feel natural, as if it has already happened. You may even forget about it for a time, no longer obsessing over when or how it will appear. This is not. And then, as if by magic, the outer world begins to reflect your new inner world. You start to notice changes, small at first, then undeniable. The right people appear, the right opportunities unfold. The reality that once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. But it is not magic at all. It is simply the law in motion. There comes a time in the process of manifestation when the universe begins to speak to you in ways that seem almost too perfect to be coincidence. Suddenly, you start noticing repeating numbers everywhere, on the clock, on license plates, on receipts. You overhear conversations where strangers mention something directly related to your desire. A song plays on the radio with lyrics that feel like a message meant just for you. These are not accidents, they are signs that the unseen world is responding to your inner state. Many people dismiss synchronicities as random events, but they are far from meaningless. They are reflections of your inner world materializing in the outer world. The universe, or rather your own consciousness, is arranging itself to bring your desire into form. When you begin to see these symbols frequently, it means the shift has already started. You are no longer just thinking about your desire. You are aligning with it. These signs are confirmations that what you seek is not only possible, but already moving toward you. It often starts subtly. You might think of someone, and moments later they call or message you. You might envision a specific outcome, and soon after, something happens that feels like a preview of your manifestation. These moments feel special because they are. They are glimpses of the invisible forces at work, aligning circumstances in your favor. If you pay attention, you will notice patterns, a rhythm to how things unfold. And here we are. It is as if reality is winking at you, letting you know that you are on the right path. The key is not to chase these signs, but to acknowledge them with gratitude. When you try too hard to force them, you fall into the trap of doubt, looking for proof that your manifestation is working. But these symbols appear naturally when you are in a state of allowing. They are not here to convince you. They are here to remind you of what you already know deep down, that your desire is on its way. The universe speaks through people. You might be struggling with doubt, and then a friend unknowingly says something that directly addresses your concern. You may be contemplating a decision, and a random article, video, or message gives you the clarity you needed. These are not just chance occurrences, they are the unfolding of your assumption. Every external sign is a reflection of your internal state. When your belief in your desire strengthens, the world around you will begin to confirm it more and more. There may also be times when these signs appear rapidly, almost overwhelmingly. It is in these moments that you must remain steady. Do not let excitement turn into attachment or impatience. Instead, let these synchronicities deepen your trust in the process. The more you acknowledge them without clinging to them, the more they will continue to unfold effortlessly. When the universe begins mirroring your desires back to you, understand that you are no longer merely hoping or wishing. You are in the state of receiving. The bridge of events is forming, and your manifestation is closer than ever. There is a moment in the journey of manifestation when your subconscious begins to reveal signs that what you seek is already on its way. This often happens through dreams, vivid, powerful dreams that seem more real than ordinary ones. You may see yourself already experiencing your desire, living in the reality you have imagined. You may wake up feeling as though you have touched something beyond the physical world, as if a part of you has already stepped into the life you long for. To imagine that everything is already coming as you imagine, reality shows up. These dreams are not random. They are messages from the deeper layers of your mind, confirming that your manifestation is taking shape. The subconscious mind is the gateway between the unseen and the physical. It does not operate on logic or reasoning as the conscious mind does. Instead, it speaks in symbols, emotions, and imagery. When you impress a desire deeply enough upon your subconscious, Through repetition, imagination, and belief, it begins to accept it as reality. And once it does, it starts to communicate with you in ways you may not expect. Dreams are one of the most direct ways your subconscious shows you that you are aligning with your manifestation. Sometimes these dreams are literal. You may see yourself holding the very thing you desire, talking to the person you wish to attract, or living in the place you long to be. Other times the messages are more symbolic. You may dream of walking through an open door, flying effortlessly through the sky, or discovering hidden treasures. These symbols reflect the internal shifts happening within you. If you pay attention, you will begin to notice patterns. Your subconscious is always guiding you, showing you glimpses of what is unfolding beneath the surface. Beyond dreams, another powerful sign of alignment is mental clarity. Thoughts that once felt scattered now seem to arrange themselves effortlessly. You begin to receive insights, solutions, and ideas seemingly out of nowhere. Where there was once confusion, there is now understanding. The answers you had been seeking suddenly become obvious. This is not coincidence. It is the result of your subconscious organizing reality in accordance with your belief. You may notice that new opportunities present themselves at just the right time. A book appears with exactly the wisdom you need. A conversation with a stranger provides unexpected insight. Inspiration flows effortlessly, and you find yourself knowing exactly what to do next. This clarity is a sign that your mind and reality are becoming synchronized. When you are in this state, there is no longer a struggle. You are not trying to force things into place. They are falling into place on their own. Many people search for signs outside of themselves, but the greatest confirmation of manifestation is the change within. If your subconscious is showing you your desire in dreams, if your thoughts are clear and solutions seem to come naturally, understand this: you are already in possession of what you seek. The outer world is simply catching up. Trust these dreams. Trust this clarity. They are not mere thoughts. They are evidence that what you have imagined is preparing to take form. The bridge between the unseen and the seen is unfolding, and soon you will step into the reality you have already lived in your mind. There comes a point in the process of manifestation when something remarkable happens. You no longer feel the desperate need for your desire to appear. The constant questioning, the restless impatience, and the urge to check for signs simply dissolve. Instead, you feel neutral, as if what you once longed for is now inevitable. This state of detachment is one of the clearest signs that your manifestation is near, for it shows that you have fully accepted its reality. Quote from Arthur Newick: "This shift can feel strange. You may have spent so much time visualizing, affirming, and focusing on your desire that the sudden loss of urgency feels unnatural. But this is not a loss of interest or giving up. It is a sign of deep inner certainty. You no longer feel the need to make it happen because in your mind it already has. There is no grasping, no chasing, no anxious waiting, only a quiet knowing that it will arrive in its own perfect time and way." Detachment does not mean you stop wanting your desire. It simply means you release the feeling of lack. You no longer see it as something separate from you, something out of reach. Instead, you live as though it is already yours. Imagine how you would feel if your manifestation had already come true. Would you still be constantly searching for proof? Would you still be doubting or questioning? No, you would go about your life with ease, secure in the fact that it has already been done. This is the energy of detachment. It is the space where true manifestation unfolds effortlessly. When you detach, you free yourself from resistance. You are no longer sending out signals of desperation or neediness, which only push your desire further away. Instead you move into a state of trust. One of the greatest misconceptions about manifestation is the idea that you must constantly think about your desire for it to materialize. But the opposite is true. When you obsess over something, you reinforce the belief that it is not yet yours. You keep it in a state of wanting rather than having. But when you detach, you shift into the state of already possessing it. This is why so many people experience their manifestations the moment they stop worrying about them. As we've said, the energy of surrender allows things to unfold with perfect timing. This feeling of detachment is also accompanied by an inner sense of peace. You no longer feel the emotional highs and lows of expectation and disappointment. You are no longer checking for signs, asking when it will happen, or feeling frustrated at delays. Instead, you simply live, knowing that what is meant for you is already on its way. And in this state, manifestations happen faster than ever before. When you reach this level of neutrality, embrace it. It is not a sign that your desire is slipping away. It is a sign that you have finally aligned with it. And soon enough, the outer world will reflect the certainty you now hold within. As your manifestation draws closer, you will notice something peculiar. People and situations around you begin to shift. Some relationships that once felt significant may start to fade, while new connections and opportunities begin to emerge effortlessly. At first, this change may feel unsettling, but it is a sign that your external world is rearranging itself to match the new reality you have chosen. The universe operates through divine order, and when you set an intention for something new, everything that is not in alignment with that vision must either transform or fall away. You may find that certain friendships or relationships no longer feel as connected as they once did. Conversations that used to engage you now feel dull or forced. People who once occupied a large space in your life may begin to distance themselves or disappear altogether. While this may seem like a loss, it is not. It is simply the shedding of old energies that no longer align with your evolving state of being. At the same time, new relationships and opportunities begin to present themselves. You may encounter people who inspire and uplift you, who resonate with your newfound mindset. Unexpected invitations, offers, and ideas may flow into your life as if drawn by an unseen force. These are not coincidences. They are reflections of your internal shift. When you elevate your consciousness and assume the reality of your desire, everything in your life must reorganize to support that new assumption. This process is not always comfortable. Sometimes it may feel like everything is falling apart before it comes together. A job you once relied on may suddenly end. A relationship you believed was permanent may begin to dissolve. Plans that seemed certain may unexpectedly change. When this happens, resist the urge to hold on to the past. Understand that what is leaving is making space for what is meant for you. Trust that these shifts are happening for your highest good, even if they do not immediately make sense. One of the clearest signs that your manifestation is unfolding is when you begin to experience synchronicities in your social and professional life. You might meet someone who provides the exact information or opportunity you need. You may find yourself in the right place at the right time, overhearing a conversation or stumbling upon a resource that propels you forward. Doors that once seemed closed will open effortlessly, not because you are forcing them, but because you are now aligned with them. It is important to remain open and adaptable during this time. Do not resist the changes, but embrace them as evidence that your manifestation is in motion. The old must make way for the new, and this transition is proof that you are stepping into a new version of yourself. Instead of mourning what is leaving, celebrate what is arriving. Instead of fearing change, trust that every shift is guiding you toward what you have asked for. When you see people and situations begin to change around you, take it as a powerful confirmation. Your new reality is taking shape. The bridge of events is unfolding, and soon you will step fully into the life you have envisioned. Just before your manifestation arrives,